TCP is TCP segment, like the same way how we had IP datagram and UDP datagram. Similarly, we do have TCP segment. Again here, this TCP segment has both header and data. And when I consider specifically this header, you are going to have source port address and destination port address. When I consider source port address, it is given 16 bits, and destination port address, it is given 16 bits. And like if you consider the sequence number, as we discussed just some time back, it can take any value from 0 to 2 power 32 minus 1, and it is given anything between 30 it is given 32 bits. Similarly, we do have acknowledgement number, which is also like what is the next expected sequence number. So that is also carries 32 bits. And then we have like header length, HLEN, same as how we had in IP. Header length is 4 bits. Uh, so it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fields we have here, right? 5 into 4, how much? 20. So minimum 20 bytes we are going to have, and maximum it depends on options. So this 20 bytes, basically how we will be representing in 4 bits, whatever the value we have in header length, that we have to multiply with 4. Okay, is it clear? Like same way how we were doing in uh, IP, here also whatever the HLEN header length we have, that particular value we will be multiplying with 4 to get the actual header length. If I have 5 in HLEN, then header length is 20 bytes. If I have 15, the header length is 15 into 4, that is 60 bytes. Then we have some reserved bits here which we are not using here. Then I have flags here. Okay, these things like from here to till this particular point, we have flag bits. Total 6 flags we are going to have. All these 6 flags I'll talk about after some time. Next we have window size. This will be useful in flow control. Like basically, if we have a source which is sending at a faster rate, and if I have a destination which can receive at a slower rate, overflow of packets will happen. So to control that one, we are handling this window size. Like whenever you want to send any data, we will be looking at this particular window. Okay, just remember this is related to the buffer space which is available. Okay, then checksum. Checksum again, like how we were doing in UDP, in TCP also we have a field for calculating checksum. And urgent pointer, if I have some data which is very urgent and it has to be delivered without waiting, then I am going to give that information, about that urgent pointer here. Okay, so first thing is, like when I consider these flags, if they are present, then we will be having this particular values as 1. If I have some urgent data here, then URG will be 1. If this is acknowledgement segment, then ACK will be 1. If the data has to be pushed, then I'll be having this one. If you need to reset the connection because of some errors, then I'll be using this. And if this is the starting message which is utilized for establishing connection, then we will be using SYN. If this is the segment to close the connection, we will use FI. So the first one, URG, is urgent flag. For example, it's like I have sent some data, and I am asking a particular server to sort all the data whichever I have given. Later I found like whatever the data which I have sent is not the correct data. Okay, in that case, what I have to do, I need to inform that information to server without waiting. So I will say, like I will enable this urgent pointer, and I will inform the other server like this is very urgent segment, you need to process this one first, and the information is present at this particular urgent pointer. We are specifying here, right? For example, your data is starting from 1000, like that bytes you are saying, and after filling up the data till 1199, you found like something is very urgent. Then at 1200 you are going to give that particular information. So you will say here like at 1200 I have some urgent information which you need to process. So basically TCP, when you are using TCP, everything will be arranged in sequence and you will be processing. But whenever we have this urgent pointer enabled, without following the tradition like sequence, segment by segment, byte by byte, without arranging, you are going to process this particular urgent data first. After that, remaining data will be processed. Okay, is it clear what we are doing with urgent pointer?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Next thing is acknowledgement. For example, like in the data link layer, we discussed something about piggybacking. That means whatever the data we are sending, along with data we are going to attach an acknowledgement so that we are not wasting the network resources. So in TCP also, if you have anything like if I have if I have some data and also we are providing acknowledgement along with data, then I am going to keep this ag flag 1. That means it is going to carry data and also whatever the information you have received, for that it is going to give you acknowledgement. Okay. Then PAS, this stands for push flag. If you have some information which is to be pushed without waiting in the buffer, then this push flag we will be enabling. It is also kind of similar to urgent pointer itself, but whenever this push flag is highlighted, it is up to the receiver, like whatever the process which is receiving, to consider this request or without considering process that particular thing as it is. Okay. Then I have RSD. Whenever you have some issue in the network, then you may be interested in resetting that particular connection or terminating that particular connection. Then you will keep this RST flag 1 and you will be sending that information to the other side. Then next one, synchronization message we will be calling, or SYN message, SYN message. This message is the starting or the first message which is exchanged between two users. Okay, and this is useful in uh, establishing the communication between two communicating entities. Like first, you will be uh, you will be sending this particular SYN message. Then other side, if they also send acknowledgement plus SYN message, then you can do the data transfer. Without this SYN message, you won't be able to communicate with the other side. Okay. Then like FIN, I have completed all my data transfer and I want to terminate the connection. Then this finish flag we will be highlighting, and whenever this finish flag is highlighted, the other party who receives this information will come to know like this is the last one, and the other party is interested in closing the connection, and we will be closing the connection. Like whether all these fields whatever we discussed are clear.
Yes, sir.
Any particular field is there which uh, you feel like not clear, anything?
No, sir.
Yeah, actually when we discussed IP datagram, we said like there is some mnemonic using which we can remember IP datagram, right? You remember what is that mnemonic?
We remember that you told us a mnemonic, sir.
At least you noted down. Anyone?
Yes, sir. Just a minute.
Meanwhile, others, if you have, you can.
Yes, I found it. So should I tell that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Very intelligent and technically tested individuals are females. They prefer higher studies in distant organizations.
Okay. Uh, Similarly, we have for OSI model, right?
Yes, sir. All people seem to need data processing.
So I am getting answer only from one person. What about others? You have not noted down these things? Okay, we do have mnemonic for TCP segment, but right now, uh, like I'm not able to remember that. Anyway, I'll try to share that information. Like earlier in one of the PPT, I have saved that one, but somehow uh, I'm missing that particular thing. Just 1 minute, I'll quickly look into it. Actually, we had a site like forum where we have all these mnemonics of computer networks, but unfortunately, um, that forum is not opening. Maybe it's not present at this time. Very long back, I used to look into that particular forum, but maybe like for previous batches, I feel like I have told, so I may be able to find it. Okay. Anyway, I can also tell that one later. So that's it. Like TCP segment, we have source and destination port addresses, then sequence number, acknowledgement number, then header length, some reserved bits. Then we have flags, window size, checksum, urgent pointer, and we have some options and padding. Like these are the six flags or control fields, we can say. Like urgent pointer is valid, reset the connection, synchronize the sequence numbers, acknowledgement is valid, request for push, terminate the connection. Okay, so there can be a question wherein they can just ask about what are the flags which are being used in TCP, In that case, you will have to write about these things, and you should tell like um, for what purpose we are using these flags. If I consider RST, for what purpose we are using. If I consider a particular thing like FIN, what purpose we are using. Okay, these things you should be able to answer. Then the next thing, like how are we going to establish a connection? Okay, we are just using three-way handshake. uh, can anyone has any idea about three-way handshake mechanism? Like maybe in any of the previous subjects you heard about it. Three-way handshake.
Sir, I guess first source will be sending a message to the destination. Then after receiving the message, they'll send an acknowledgement saying that they received the message. And at the other end also, they'll send an acknowledgement saying that they received the acknowledgement.
Even in data link layer, we considered this concept. I don't know if you remember or not. Like in the data link layer, also how we establish and terminate connections. There also we said we will be using same kind of thing. Okay. Okay. So let's see here. Basically, client it will be requesting for a particular connection, so it will send synchronous message or SYN message, and it says the sequence number is 8000. Okay, as as I told some time back, sequence number can be random. Okay, you don't have to follow, like you don't have to start with 0 always. Similarly, the other side also, they will send synchronous message, like they also have to communicate with this side, right? This is kind of full duplex communication. So they will also respond with SYN message. But as we said earlier, uh, we can have piggybacking, wherein along with synchronous message, I can also attach my acknowledgement. Or for we received something, I want to send acknowledgement. Similarly, I want to initiate communication in server to client direction. So both I am combining like SYN and ACK, and I am sending. Now I have received acknowledgement and synchronous message from server, and client will be responding with acknowledgement. Okay. So client will always be active open, server will always be passive open. Passive open means it won't initiate the connection, but it will be waiting for others to initiate the connection. Active open means these are the systems which will initiate the connection. Okay. So is that clear? Like active open, passive open, and SYN message, SYN plus ACK message, and ACK message.
Yes, sir. Sir,
Yes.
will the sequence number will always remain same at client end and server end, sir? Like for each message, it won't change, sir.
Exactly, I am coming to that point. If you remember sequence number, what did we say? Whatever the data you are carrying, okay, for that, whatever the starting byte we have, that we will be considering as sequence number. But when I consider synchronous message or acknowledgement or FIN message, they won't carry any data. But when I consider SYN and FIN message, they will consume one sequence number. But if you are just sending one acknowledgement, then your sequence number will not change. Okay, that is the point you have to remember. If you are sending SYN message, SYN, you will consume one sequence number. That means a new sequence number will come. If you are sending SYN plus ACK, you can have a sequence number. But whenever you are sending only acknowledgement, you do not have any data or SYN message or FIN message, then you cannot have any sequence number. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So a SYN segment cannot carry data. Okay, that is the starting message, right? So it cannot carry data, but it consumes one sequence number. Similarly, a SYN plus ACK segment also cannot carry data, but it also consumes one sequence number. But when I consider acknowledgement, if it is not carrying data, it consumes no sequence number. Okay, SYN and SYN plus ACK, they cannot carry data, but they will consume one sequence number. Acknowledgement can carry data, but if it is not carrying any data, it won't consume any sequence number. Okay, so that is three-way handshake mechanism. Like how a connection is established in three-way handshake means you need to explain that one. Okay, so there can be a question how TCP establishes a connection by using three-way handshake. In that one, you need to explain with this diagram, and you need to explain all the sequence numbers, what is active open, passive open, all these things you will have to explain. Data transfer, like you see here, we have sent information with sequence number 8000. Okay, what is the next number? It will be 8001. So you can see here the sequence number is 8001 and we are saying acknowledgement number 15001. What does it mean when I say acknowledgement number 15001?
Next acknowledgement.
Acknowledgement number? Any others? When I say ACK 15001, what does it mean? No one has any idea? Sometime back I said about it.
Sir, if only we are sending acknowledgement number, then there will be no change, sir. If you are sending a message along with the acknowledgement number, then there will be change. This is what you told.
No, like if server receives this particular message, okay, with sequence number 8001 and acknowledgement number 15001 and data from 8001 to 9000, what does it understand? Basically, it is like a client is telling, I have received till 15,000 bytes, or I have received the packet or the segment with sequence number 15,000 and I am expecting 15,001. Is it clear?
Sir, can you repeat, sir?
When I say acknowledgement number 15,001, it means like the client has received the sequence number with 15,000 and it is expecting next segment with sequence number 15,001.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, and also like previously, I don't know if you have observed, like since this is synchronous message, okay, synchronous message, yes flag will be set here. Okay, this acknowledgement value will be 0 anyway. Okay, only S will be set, S will be 1. In this case, A will be 1, S will be 1, and in this case only A will be 1. Okay, similarly when I consider this one, it says like push data, like push flag is highlighted, so that will be there, and you are also providing acknowledgement, so A will be there, and you are providing the data from 8001 to 9000, that information being received at the server side. Then again, like you are not waiting for acknowledgement to come, but immediately you are sending next sequence data, like next data which is starting from 9001 to 10,000. Okay, there also you are saying like acknowledgement number is 15,001 itself, but the sequence number is 9000, which we got from this particular thing. Bytes we are saying 9001, right? So from that we are saying like we are this particular segment has sequence number 9001 and we are sending. Then we said like acknowledgement can be given cumulatively. That means till 10,000 I have received, So I don't have to give acknowledgement twice, like one for till 9,000 and one for 10,000. Simply I can say like 10,001, which means I received till 10,000. Next I am expecting 10,001. Okay. Then I am also providing acknowledgement. The next sequence number is 15,001, so I am keeping that. I am sending 2,000 bytes of data at a time. This one has received, client has received the data. So sequence number, it is keeping 10,000. Acknowledgement, it is keeping 17,001, and received window size 10,000. So what does it mean is, like if you remember in the segment, whatever the TCP segment we considered, we kept like window size. So that window size says what is the buffer space I have. So here it says I have a buffer space of 10,000. Okay. So if you have any data till 10,000 bytes without asking me, you can keep on sending. That is what this particular packet is saying. But if you observe, here we are saying sequence number is 10,000. But what server is asking? I am expecting sequence number 10,001. But when it is asking 10,001, why we are sending sequence number 10,000 here? Any idea?
Because the limit is only 10,000.
That limit is with respect to client. It has nothing to do with server. Don't confuse with okay, in that case I will say like this. The receiver window size here, it is not 10,000 but 5,000. Now tell me why we are keeping sequence number 10,000.
Maybe it isn't sent completely, sir.
Any other answer? Yes, others? No idea? What are the rules we have for sequence numbers?
Sequence number is the first byte of the entire segment.
What are the rules we have for acknowledgement? Like whatever the sequence number we are giving, can I give for an acknowledgement?
Only if there is no data to be sent.
Only if there is no data, or only when there is data we will be giving number?
If there is data, we have to generate new acknowledgement, no, sir.
No, I am asking, when there is data you will be giving new sequence number, or when there is no data you will give new sequence number?
When there is data, we'll give new sequence number.
Do we have any data here?
No, sir.
Then why we are keeping sequence number 10,000? See, it's like if I keep sequence number 10,001, I need to have some data there. Okay, I do not have any data to be sent. What was the last byte I sent? 10,000. So I am just keeping the same sequence number. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So previously when we were sending just acknowledgement, there we kept sequence number 8001 itself. We have not changed that one. So if sequence number is not changed, then like the receiver will come to know like the data is not there. So don't think like I am changing the sequence number from 9,001 to 10,000 here. Okay, that is not the change, because till 10,000 you have transferred already. So when I keep 10,000 here again, it means like I am not having any data in this particular case. Okay, whether that particular concept is clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So for example, in exam you don't remember all these things. What you can do is, worst case I am saying, you can say this is data from client to server, again data. Okay, then you can say data plus acknowledgement and acknowledgement. Okay, so normally you can just write data is going, data plus acknowledgement, and just acknowledgement. Similarly here also you can just say like an arrow mark which is pointing down, not in the straight line, because there will be some time. These are timelines. Okay, so if you are starting at 2, you will reach at 2 1 or 2 2 here. Okay, exactly at 2 you won't be reaching there. So I'll write here syn message. Okay, then from here to here I'll write syn plus act, then here I'll get acknowledgement. Like that you will have to represent. Okay, but if you can remember these values, sequence number, acknowledgement, that is well and good, even you will be scoring good marks. But if you are not remembering, at least you need to write like syn message, syn plus act and acknowledgement. Same way for data also you will have to represent. So we have seen how connection is established, how data is transmitted. Next thing we will see how connection is terminated. Okay, first thing we shall see is why do we need three-way handshake here? Okay, even with respect to this also, why do I need three-way handshake here? What happens if I don't have three-way handshake?
The client will be keep on sending the information without having the acknowledgement that the server is receiving the data.
See, for example, client has sent some synchronous message. If that is lost, okay, server will not be responding. Okay, even if it has received, if server is not ready to respond to the request, it won't reply. In such case, if I am not having any acknowledgement from server side, I don't know whether the particular syn message has been lost in the middle or server is not interested in communication. That is one thing. So I expect some kind of information from server to client. Again, client is sending information to server, because if this syn plus act message is not delivered to the client, then I won't get acknowledgement. In that case, again I can send that syn plus act, right? If I do not have the concept of acknowledgement itself, if I have only two-way handshake, I don't, because of client is not available, I am not getting response, or because of the packet lost in the middle, I am not getting the response, we won't be having any clarity. That is the reason we do have this three-way handshake mechanism. Similarly, when I want to terminate the connection also, it's like first someone will issue active close, like client is issuing active close. For example, if this particular packet is lost, then I can issue again. Okay, so to know that one, whether it is lost or someone is responding, so I am going to have this one like fin plus act. If the other person is also interested in like closing the connection, he will send fin plus act. But if the other person still wants to communicate, in that case he will send only acknowledgement and data. He won't send this fin message. Whenever he completes data transfer, then he will send fin message again. Okay, and again you will be responding with acknowledgement. So this is also done three-way handshake, because like whatever I have said in the case of connection establishment, if a packet is lost in the middle, you will have to know that particular thing. So that is possible only if I have three-way handshake mechanism. So here also you see, whenever you are sending fin message, you are having this F. And sequence number, you see here, when you are sending fin message, you have sequence number. Okay, sequence number. But when you are sending only acknowledgement, you are not changing sequence number, or it is not consuming any sequence number. Okay, is it clear how connection is terminated?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So fin segment consumes one sequence number if it does not carry any data. Similarly, fin plus ack also consumes one sequence number if it does not carry any data. But when I consider acknowledgement itself, it does not consume any sequence number. I said about some case where one side is closing the connection, but other side after some time closing the connection, right? So that is given here. I send active close. The other person saying like only acknowledgement. That means you can stop communicating, but I still have some data to be sent. After I send that particular data and I get acknowledgement, I will receive connection close request. Okay, then you can respond with acknowledgement. This is called half close. That means one person who has completed communication closes the connection, other party will keep on sending the data, and you can simply keep on acknowledging them, and at the end whenever that person says like I have done with transferring data, then even you can get connection closed from the other side. Okay, is it clear? Half close.
Yes, sir.
uh, okay, about sliding window, all these things we will see in next class. We will stop here. So remember whatever we discussed, the important things are UDP segment and UDP pseudo header and how checksum is calculated, TCP segment, what are the fields we have in that, and how three-way handshake is used in establishing the connection, closing the connection, and how you are handling data transfer. Okay, these are the things we have seen. Okay, so we'll stop here. If you have any doubts, you can